We are the atmosphere. We are the voice. We are the energy. We are the noise. We are the kingdom. We are the vibe. We are the 12th man at Arrowhead Drive.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the 12th Man at Arrowhead Drive. I am your host, Kevin Britton. We are less than 1 week away from the 2022 NFL Draft. And today I wanted to talk about some Kansas City Chiefs and GM Brett Veach's draft facts, trends, possibilities, and things to keep in mind as we head into the upcoming draft. Obviously, a lot of flexibility for the Chiefs in this draft as we do have 12 picks. We have 2 picks in the tail end of the first round. We have 2 picks in the second round, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, no picks in the fifth or sixth, and then we have 4 picks in the seventh. So plenty of room for movement within this draft. So we will talk about all of that right after this. We're not going to lend a helping hand at the job site, but we will help you win your fantasy league. Want to take home the prize and the pride in your fantasy football league? Don't worry, we got you covered. Tune in to Fantasize This right here on Stadium Drive Sports. All right, guys, let's go ahead and hop right into it here today. So Brett Veach did recently hold a press conference where he took questions and talked about the upcoming draft. When asked how many players they had first-round grades on, he indicated anywhere from 16 to 18 players have first-round grades for them right now. Doesn't include quarterbacks. Now I would expect anywhere from 2 to 4 quarterbacks coming off the board in the first round. But even with that, the Chiefs don't pick until picks 29 and 30. So is there a possibility that they trade up to go get the guy that they want? Now, Veach did hint on multiple occasions that picks 19, 20, and 21 kind of seem like possible trade-up spots. So I wouldn't anticipate that they move up much further than that. Anything's possible in the draft. If the right player falls to the right spot, it's possible. But they're definitely going in, and their plan is they have their eye on somebody that they think could be there at 19, 20, or 21. So is it possible that they move up to get that pick? I think it's absolutely possible. If we look at the kind of track record, Veach has traded up in drafts several times, but he's actually never traded back in a draft in any round. So I'm wondering if we're going to move one of our picks and move back into the second round and kind of break that trend. If you guys know anything about Brett Veach and the draft, he always looks for pockets. And he wants to get into those certain pockets, anywhere from, a 10 to 12 pick range where he likes the prospects that he expects to be available in that range. So I think it's definitely something that he could be looking to do. Usually he trades up to move up into those pockets, but I think it's possible that in the first round we look at kind of splitting the picks, possibly going from 29 up to 20. Going from 30 and dropping back to like 35 and kind of just spreading those out a little bit and adding some extra picks late, using them to move up later. But he said that, and I quote, value in this draft, I think 30 to 60 is really good. So I could see him moving back out of the first round and still be in that pocket. I could also see him utilizing those third or fourth round picks to be able to move up into the second round as well, and try to get from having 2 picks in that pocket to possibly having 4 picks. So I think we could see 1 first-round pick, 4 second-round picks, a third-round pick. So I think there could be a lot of moving and shaking coming up in this draft. Another trend with this team is, since Veach has been here, they've never drafted a cornerback before round 4. Now, our cornerback room, it's pretty thin. We have Snead. You guys know I think Snead's an absolute stud. We have Fenton. I think Fenton's good. We have Baker. I think he's all right as a number 4. And then we just have some kind of practice squad guys after that. So we definitely need a starter, and we need depth as well. So could this be the year that they invest more than a 4th-round pick in a cornerback? I for one, certainly hope so. There's definitely some corners in that 2nd-round range that I do like. And I think we double up at corner. I would like to see us take one in that 2nd-round pocket. And there's some in the 7th round. If you guys have checked out some of my mock drafts, there's some in the 7th round that I think could be real steals and real value for us as well, that would really kind of fill the role of what we're used to for Veach and the Kansas City Chiefs, and that's getting those kind of developmental corners that they can be able to groom and have available for starting spots or real contributors within their first couple of years. So it'll be very interesting to see kind of what they do there. Now, he has also drafted players and changed their position as well. He's done that a few times. Snead being one of them. He actually did that with Speaks, although that one didn't exactly work out. But he's definitely been known to do it. So is it possible that we take Daxton Hill, who is technically a safety, and utilize him as a corner? So there's a lot of things that we could see the Chiefs doing this upcoming draft. And another thing that I really want Chiefs fans to think about, this is kind of a thought process that I've had thinking through this draft and who's available, and also looking at future drafts as well. And one thing that I'm asking myself is, what are the odds that a defensive end with 1st-round talent is there in the mid to late 20s this year, next year, the year after? Like, the odds of a 1st-round talent at defensive end being there are slim to none. And this Chiefs team, I just don't see them being bad for the foreseeable future. I think we're always going to be picking mid-20s or better. So those defensive ends are kind of always out of our reach.
Welcome, Royals Empire. You now have an informative, interactive show made right here in Kansas City and made just for the Royals fans. Hosted by me, Sean Barr. Let me take you down the Royal way as you indulge yourself with some great Royals coverage along with coverage around the league, plus a variety of fun segments. Might even learn a thing or two, even for the avid fan. Come join me. This is the Royal Way, only here on Stadium Drive Sports.
So, what do you guys think about the idea of drafting for the future? David Ajabo is a 1st-round talent. Yes, he did get injured at his pro day. Yes, he will likely miss the entire upcoming season. But if we're not taking him and there's no other 1st-round talent at defensive end, aren't we going to be back in the same predicament next year saying, man, we really need a defensive end? Oh, but we're picking at the end of the 1st round, so there's no defensive ends there that are worth that pick, and we're right back in the same boat. Well, if we take Ajabo this year, who prior to the injury was, a consensus top 20, if not top 15 draft pick, top 3 or 4 at his position. If we take him this year, he redshirts basically, sits out the year due to the injury, but going into next year, it's kind of like having a free number 1 or 1st-round draft pick coming into the room with Ajabo. So I think it's something that as fans, I know we want the immediate satisfaction, but sometimes that delayed satisfaction is the right move. So I think we really have to give consideration to David Ajabo at pick number 29 or 30. Granted, I would love for him to fall to 50. If we passed on him on the 1st round and he fell to us at pick 50 in the 2nd round, we need to be taking him, because that is an opportunity to get a top-notch 1st-round talent mid-2nd round. Now, obviously, this is all assuming that he comes back from the injury and can be the same player that he was before. But again, as fans, I think we have to give that some real serious consideration, because Ajabo would make a huge difference for this team a year from now. But as far as this year, it's going to be an entertaining one. One thing I look forward to is, as we watch this draft, any time that it pops up on the screen and says there's a trade, doesn't matter what pick we're at in the draft, it could be the Chiefs. Usually, there's just certain areas they could trade up to, but with all the draft capital they have, they could legitimately make a play at any given point in this draft. So I'm really excited to watch it. I hope you guys are too. Do me a favor, leave me a comment down below. Let me know the one player that you think the Chiefs cannot leave this draft without. Who is your must draft player this year? But I appreciate you guys tuning in. My name's Kevin. You can catch the 12th Man at Arrowhead Drive every Sunday and Wednesday right here on Stadium Drive Sports. Until next time.